Bengals are food, even at 4-1. And here's why. Let me break it down to you. They're an absolute perfect example of what it means to be a paper tiger. Hey man, I think I might be buying on the Jaguars. I liked what I saw. Trevor Lawrence was playing his ass off. I didn't know how Trevor Lawrence had that in him.
Yeah.
He was out there. I didn't know that. I was unfamiliar with his game. He was battling out there, scrapping for yards, taking off running, throwing a couple dimes here and there. They look good, man. It looked good. At the moment, I like Travis Hunter more as a receiver than a corner. At the moment,
really, this is Marshon's crackhead pick of the week, but I'm gonna go with my boy, the Rattlesnake. I gotta go with Spence Rat. In NOLA, we need our home dub, Spence. Come on now, we need our home dub. Yeah, I'm gonna go with NOLA. That's my crackhead pick of the week.
This is what aggravates me about the Texas Longhorns right now. And we opened this season, I said, it's going to be a great year because, the Texas Longhorns, number one, Cowboys going to be ass. What's aggravating me about what's going on right now with the program is that Steve Sarkisian keeps pissing down our back and telling us it's raining. He had a quote earlier this week where he said there's 136 programs in college football. You let all those other programs go to the shoe and go to Florida and tell me basically what their record would be. How would they do? Nigga, USF won there the other day. USF went into Florida, into the swamp, and won. You had Ohio State 14-7. And Ohio State's putting 40 on everybody. And you had them at 14-7. You're an offensive guru. You can't give me 21. It's like he don't know the building's on fire. Yeah. He don't know the ship's sinking. We're trying to wake this nigga up. Like, hey, Coach Sark, get up. Nah, we good. I'm just gonna sleep. Bring the house. A Texas shocker. What are your thoughts on Texas going from preseason number 1 to unranked by week 7? And who's to blame for that?
Breaking a ridiculous conference trade. Who are the winners? Who are the losers? And can Joe keep the Bengals afloat?
Too early to tell. Who are your defensive rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, and breakout rookies this year?
You're listening to Bring the House Podcast, episode 6. We've got headlines, hot takes, and deep dives.
And of course, we always gonna bring you your fantasy talk and your betting talk. DT's 5 hitters are back and locked in for this week. Let's get to it.
Let's stop wasting time and get straight to it because we've got a lot to discuss and not a lot to filter. A third of the season down, DT. Who are your top 5 NFL teams?
Coming right at you. Number 5. It's going to surprise a lot of people. It shouldn't, but it's going to surprise a lot of people. Let me get the Colts. I am a huge fan of Jonathan Taylor. Have been since he was in college. He and Daniel Jones have that offense rolling, absolutely rolling. And the Colts, the last few years, have always had a good defense. They just needed somebody on offense that scored little points. And now they have that. And they're 4-1 right now and at the top of their division. So let me take them in number 5. Number 4, okay. I got the Eagles. Defending Super Bowl champion. They have a powerful offense and a star-studded defense. But at the same time, they very rarely reach that potential. So for now, I'm going to have them at 4, coming off a loss for last week. And that's just a good place for them to stay, giving them respect for their Super Bowl victory last year. Then at 3, let me get the Bills. I still feel like the Bills are just Josh Allen. I don't know. Y'all tell me. Is he carrying the team or who else on the team will start on any other team in the NFL? I don't understand how he's not the MVP favorite. He's absolutely carrying the Bills, and that's my 3rd team. Number 2, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield, all the receivers they've got, Ebuka. Some say he might be better than Harrison. I don't know. That's what I'm hearing. Right? I got them at number 2. And number 1, I hate to say it. I loathe to say it. Let me take the Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions is my number 1 team. Really, for me, it comes down to this. Look at last year. Look at what we are this year. The Lions are the most similar to what they were last year in a season where the Chiefs are 2-3 and the Ravens are 1-4, and everything's topsy-turvy. The Lions are the most reliable team compared to last year that we have currently after their rough start. So those are my top 5. Let me get the Lions, the Bucks, the Bills, the Eagles, and the Colts. Who do you have, Marshon?
This may shock everyone, but if, and this is contingent upon consistency at the quarterback position, but if they can obtain that this year, give me my number 5, the Jaguars. Personally, I think they have the best team in the AFC South. They may have the best team in most of football. And the reason that is because their defense is playing phenomenal. They have a great edge rusher in Hines Allen. They have the pick leader as well at linebacker and the former player of the month. And then you look at their offense. If Sunshine, I can't stress it enough, guys. If Sunshine is consistent this year with what he showed on Monday, they can potentially be the top 5 or one of the top 5 teams in the league, especially also because they have a great running core with Tucson and Etienne, and then they have great wide receivers as well with Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas. It's all the team can ask for. So we just need that consistency. I know that's a shocker, but that's my number 5. My number 4, it's a toss-up. I think that my Packers can be number 4, but currently the division is ran by the Lions, so I have to give them their flowers, unfortunately. So my number 4 is the Lions, and it's the same old story. A dominant team. They can run the ball. They can pass the ball. Jared Goff's efficient. Their defense is all right. They got Aiden Hutchinson back. Same old, same old. What else is there to talk about? My number 3, my GOAT. You know, I got like 8 of them, huddle buddies. TD Baker. Baker, money. The best quarterback in the league to me so far, personally, throwing dots to his young Greek receiver, Ebuka, even though Mike Evans is out with injuries. And then they're also working Godwin back in. Their running backs, Bucky Irvin and Rashad White. And then they got a stellar defense too. I think they're number 3, potentially number 1, but a great number 3. Then we got the Eagles. What else is there to say? Like DT said, they're not living up to their potential. They have all the stars. They spent all the money. I think they falter at the coaching perspective. That is just my opinion. But their coach won them a championship last year, so who can talk? Star-studded staff, they just need to get it together. They're my number 2. And number 1 is Superman, Josh Allen. It is what it is. Yeah, I didn't even call him the Bills. It's Josh Allen. That's my number 1. It is what it is. I do think James Cook can start on another team, DT, but Superman can carry them to another Super Bowl. I mean, not another Super Bowl because I haven't been there, but a Super Bowl. I do believe it, just like Joe Burrow did with the Bengals. So they're my number 1 team.
That's a hell of a list. I like your order. I would appreciate and like a Bills Eagles matchup for the Super Bowl. I think that would be entertaining. I think your list is very calm and very justified. It's a great list. I like your list.
Appreciate that.
But so can you name another player though on the Buffalo Bills that can start on any team besides James Cook and Josh Allen? Obviously,
the way Trey White was getting killed last game or destroyed last
Trey
game.
White is washed.
Yeah, I can't say him because Stephon Diggs after a year with a season injury. Yeah, he is a monster. I think he's back, by the way, guys. I think Diggs is back. Yeah, I think he's back. But man, that's James Cook.
I know that's the problem. Okay, let me give you a list of guys that I think are borderline. Let's talk about the Bills for a minute here. Do you think that Keon Coleman, for example, would be a number 2 on most teams in the NFL? At least a number 2.
He'll be a number 2 on like teams like the Niners because of how injured they are.
No.
But as far as like the top,
everybody's healthy. You got the roster you was expected to have in the preseason. Is he number 2 anywhere?
I don't even think he's better than Ted.
Ted McGillen?
Yeah, I don't think he's better than Ted. I don't even think he's better than Marvin Harrison, to be honest with you. And we know how big of a disappointment he's been. No, he couldn't be a number 2 on most teams. Okay. Probably some teams, but not most teams.
What about, can I interest you in Oliver or Rousseau? Because you know that's what they're going to say in the comments. They're going to say that I was out of pocket for saying that. But so can I interest you in Rousseau or Oliver on their defense? Oliver, I could get with. I would take Oliver for the Cowboys. But Rousseau,
Oliver, yeah.
I'm not
sure.
He
Oliver can start on any team in the NFL, in my opinion. He's a great DT. Great DT.
Yeah. I would agree.
Russo, it's again with the. I'm not saying he's as limited as Keon Coleman, and then again, Keon Coleman can turn into a monster. I kind of see the potential with his jump ball ability, ball tracking, things of that nature. But Russo, nah, I don't know.
Okay.
Do you think Russo can start on almost in NFL teams?
No, I think as a pass rusher, I think he's got a lot of the traits and the tools, but he would be like in a package, like maybe the third rusher on the team. Like, I don't know. And I think this might limit the Bills' ability to win a Super Bowl, because I think it's kind of hard to get free agents to come to Buffalo. If you give free agents the ability to go anywhere across 32 teams, hard for them to choose Buffalo. So then that makes you have to hit on all your draft picks. And so, I don't know if they'll ever be able to build a good enough team around Josh Allen that can actually win the Super Bowl more than just getting him a bunch of MVPs. So that's my position.
Okay. BT, what did we learn about Trevor Lawrence, Sunshine, and the Jags after beating the Chiefs?
Hey man, I think I might be buying on the Jaguars. I liked what I saw. Trevor Lawrence was playing his ass off. He was. I didn't know how Trevor Lawrence had that in him.
Yeah,
he was battling out there. I didn't know. Yeah. I was unfamiliar with his game. He was battling out there, scrapping for yards, taking off, running. Throwing a couple dimes here and there. They look good, man. They look good. At the moment, I like Travis Hunter more as a receiver than a corner. At the moment, really? I would like to see him a little bit more on offense. Still play his deep, still play a corner, but I think like he got a lot of pop in the bat in terms of the offense. When you look at that, when they had him in the backfield and he ran like the kind of flat or wheel route, and he shook two defenders on like a second or third and 7 and picked up the first down. That was a great play. Hey, I like what I see. I got Travis Etienne in fantasy. He didn't have a great game, but at the same time, boy been balling. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Hines Allen rushing the passer. They're gonna get old boy from Georgia back, Walker. They're gonna get him back. I know he's hurt right now. So man, I might be buying on Jaguars. Like you said, mentioned in the intro, we need to see a little bit more consistency from Sunshine, as you call him. But if I get 2 more weeks of this, man, I can't wait for the Colts and Jaguars game. I can't wait. That's going to be a cooker.
I agree with that. I agree with everything you said. You forgot to mention Devin Lloyd. This man has 4 interceptions at the linebacker position and had his pick 6 last game. Player of the month last month. The Jaguars are a problem, especially if they can, like I said, Trevor Lawrence has to stay consistent. He has to. I was seeing some points in the game where, it was in the red zone. He had a check down to Travis Etienne that could have went for some yards. And if you let him right, he decided to go for the money.
Yeah.
It's just those decisions where you just be like, come on, Trevor. We have to take the easier read and go ahead and get some yards, especially on first down, make it a more manageable second and third down. But with that being said, he showed that dog. From the running to making plays that we didn't even think that he can do. And then, like you said, Brian Thomas, like I said, he's a great receiver, in my opinion. I know last year you had your thoughts on him, but he's a great receiver. Not great. I'm going to say a good receiver, in my opinion. And then the ball tracking skills of Travis Hunter on jumping over, like tracking the ball and jumping over those 2 people, I think he could be great both ways, because what I seen in the Bengals game on defense as well, guarding tight ends, he can definitely be great both ways. They just have to figure out and manage that snap count, and he got to feel into his frame a little more. Once he does that, he's going to be a problem. And like you said, Travis Etienne, this is his breakout year. I feel it. I feel like this is his breakout year. They got a lot. They have a lot of great potential. So, like you said, I'm buying on the Jags. What they coach say, Duval.
I'm
buying on you.
Man. They're like a surprise complete team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, we wasn't expecting this from Jacksonville. And all of a sudden just pop. Like, wow. Like, they got a solid defense and a solid offense. And I think, like you said, Brian Thomas Jr., I think that's a low-key strength of theirs. Like a low-key, like they're a low-key, very, very good wide receiver core. Between Travis Hunter, Brian Thomas Jr., Washington, who scored a touchdown. Like, they have a lot of good pieces on their offense. And their offensive line is pretty good with Walker Little, who I was high on out of Stanford. But I wanted to ask you before we move on, What did you think about, Lloyd not having his fifth-year option picked up? And would you re-sign him if you're the Jaguar?
The way he's playing, I feel like he's going to have a what's the guy from Minnesota Vikings who had a breakout year last year? The linebacker, Van Ginkel. To me, he's having a Van Ginkel year from last year, catching all these picks and deflections. And so if this continues, he may be out of the price range for the Jags.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they did right. No, I don't think they should have picked up his fifth-year option. Every time it's a contract year, the person's going to ball out for that contract. And then after they get paid, they go back to normal.
Yeah.
But, man, I say, like I said, they're the fifth best team, but they have to take advantage of these players while they have them, especially on these rookie deals, because a lot of these players aren't going to be there, and Devin Lloyd is one of them. So I think they messed up not picking up his fifth-year option, and I don't think they're going to pay him because he's going to be priced out.
Yeah, I agree. You got to be pretty bad for your team to not pick up your fifth-year option. And not pretty bad, but you got to be pretty lackluster for them to not pick up your fifth-year option. And so, what was he the first 3 seasons, of his career, compared to what he is now? But now that he's on the national stage, getting national attention. And so, I don't know, man, but just to button it up, man, them Jaguars. If they can beat the Chiefs, I know that they played them at home. If they can beat the Chiefs, they officially a team that can beat anybody. Officially. Because last week, the Chiefs was humming when they played the Ravens. The week before, they was clicking on all cylinders. So they played a hot Chiefs team, you could say, and still beat them. So buy on the Jags.
One more thing I would say on Devin Lloyd. Yeah, looking at his stats, Jaguars messed up. I'm going to read some of his stats, CDT. 2022, his first year, he had 115 total tackles, 59 total, 56 assisted, and 3 interceptions at linebacker. 2023, 127 tackles, 75 solo, 52 assisted, and no interceptions this year. 2024, last year, 113 tackles, 61 solo, 52 assisted, 2 sacks, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception. And this year he has 4 interceptions, 1 TD, and already 25 tackles.
Yeah. I don't know, man. He had 100 tackles most seasons, well over 100 tackles in some of them.
Yeah.
Plus, he was a ball getter pretty much the whole time. No diddy, pause, all that stuff. But because when you put the fifth-year option on a player, you paying them top 5 at the position. So you paying them the average of the top 5 linebackers. And so that becomes the point of contention is he worth upwards of $10 million a year? And you can get the 100 tackles from most guys that get the amount of snaps that he's going to get that play linebacker in the NFL, but you can't really get the interception. That takes a little bit of skill, a little bit of attention to detail in the film room, all those different things. I don't know, man, because they just paid Trevor Lawrence. They would have a top 5 paid linebacker. It might just not have been a fit for them to pay him top 5 at the position.
Yeah, we could say that. He has some phenomenal numbers though, and
he does.
I would love for you to be a Packer. So no, comes to the Packers. Even though we got a great linebacker core. DT, if you're an NFC contender, should you fear the Eagles?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I just told y'all in the opening that they are underperforming offensively and defensively. So no, in the NFC, there's a contender. You're the Lions, the Bucks, the Packers. Nobody should fear the Eagles. The Eagles are food, even at 4-1. And here's why. Let me break it down to you. They're an absolute perfect example of what it means to be a paper tiger. Even if they started passing the ball, airing the ball out, going crazy to A.J. Brown and to Devonta Smith, even if they started doing that, Jalen Hurts is not the level passer of your other elite passing quarterbacks. Not saying he can't do it, but he's not going to drop back, throw the ball 50 times, and give you Joe Burrow, and give you Patrick Mahomes, and give you Matthew Stafford numbers. He's not going to do that, right? Even in their run game, it's underperforming. They gave the ball to Saquon Barkley like 4 times last game. And so at the end of the day, look at their defense. We don't have to stop it just offensively. Look at the defense. If you can block it up, their secondary is trash. Dak put 24 on them. I think they had 40 put on them. Another point this year, at least high 30s. They are an absolute paper tiger. They can be beat by any of these contenders on any given Sunday. And I would even argue to say on most Sundays, they'll get beat by these contenders. So the Eagles are a paper tiger. Nobody should fear them. And they really need to get their act together and start meeting their potential.
I totally agree with you, DT. Like I said, I think the only thing holding them back, because they have all the stars. They have two great wide receivers, a great tight end in Dallas Goedert. They have a great running back in Saquon. They got an elite O-line. They got a good quarterback in Jalen Hurts, who's also a dual threat. They have a good defensive line. Their secondary, they let go of some people that they shouldn't have let go. Gardner Johnson and Darius Slay. But yeah, their secondary is iffy. But ultimately, to me, what's losing them games is their coaching. Personally, I think their coach is too passive. Number one, he takes the air out of the ball way too quick. 3 points is not enough of a lead for you to start grounding and pounding, in my opinion. And then on top of that, the boxes were stacked. That's why they didn't want to run Saquon ever. The adjustment should have been you still run Saquon. You have to establish a run game, number one. Number two, a lot of the times the boxes were stacked, they were bailing out to get back in the zone coverage. Not only to stop Jalen Hurts' scramble, but also to go ahead and guard the receivers. And as you can see, Jalen Hurts couldn't make all the throws. He had some great deep throws to Devontae Adams, and A.J. Brown did pull up on one route, but he's not making all those throws, like you said, like not even like a Jared Goff at that efficiency. So, yeah, I think it's a coaching thing, but it's always been a coaching thing. And, I don't think anyone should fear him, like you said, because their coaching is not there. So the adjustments are not going to be there, and it's a top-down effect, a domino effect. It goes from the top all the way down to the bottom, and if the coach is not right, the team is not right. So I agree with you, DT.
Let me add this point. Y'all may say I'm a homer. That's fine. That's cool. But I'm going to add this point anyway. This is our show. Dispute it in the comments. When you look at college Dak was Tim Tebow for the most part. He was the runaround guy.
He's a fullback.
Mississippi State Dak Prescott was not a pocket passer. He was not. Okay, he had Dan Mullen, who coached Tim Tebow. And so, as a prospect, though, Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott are very, very, very similar. They both heavy run-around quarterbacks with arm strength to play at the next level, but not necessarily the accuracy and efficiency as a passer that you would like for the NFL game. Flash forward to today, Dak Prescott is extremely developed in his passing game, to where he is more pocket passing quarterback than he is a dual threat. He's barely a dual threat. And most people will say he's not a dual threat. Where is that development for Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts is I love Jalen Hurts. I love everything that Jalen Hurts stands for. But where is his development as a passer? Even look at two other guys, Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Yeah. The rawness of those two talents compare as prospects in college in first rookie season compared to what they are now. They far exceed the development of what they had. Jalen Hurts is still relatively the same quarterback he was early in his career.
Agreed.
It's good enough to win Super Bowls, yes, but is it the best that Jalen Hurts could be? Are the coaches getting the most out of him? No. And so that's my position. What do you think?
No, I totally agree. That was a great point with Dak Prescott. He was a fullback coming out of college. Let's be real. People was talking about him changing position, just like they were talking about Lamar. I don't know what got into him, but he got in the lab. Like you said, at this point, he's not even a scrambler. I don't even consider him a scrambler. And I believe it was against the Packers when he ran one time. Announcer said he has to do that more. Mm-hmm. You would never hear that in college. You would never hear Dak scrambles. He has to do that more because he did it all the time. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's a development gap. Eagles know how to develop O-line. They do not know how to develop quarterbacks, as we can see.
Marshon, we talked about the Jaguars taking down Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, but what do you think about Drake May, Stephon Diggs going to Buffalo in the whiteout? And might I add, them jerseys was fire. I love those jerseys.
Nice.
Those are the nice jerseys. But they went into Buffalo and knocked off Josh Allen and the Bills. What is your reaction to that?
I don't like big teams, to be honest with you, but I'm a big fan of Drake May. Drake May, Stephon Diggs had an interview at the beginning of the game where he was sweating randomly, profusely. That was very strange, Stephon. But he backed out that game. He had a great run in Buffalo against his former team. Mm-hmm. But one thing he said is that Drake May reminds him of how Josh Allen was. And I couldn't agree more. Don't get me wrong, he doesn't have the strongest arm like Josh Allen, or he isn't even the most athletic as Josh Allen, but he has those intangibles that are similar, maybe a step down from Josh Allen. He has athleticism to scramble, and he has the arm talent to go ahead and make throws. And his decision making, to me, is even better than Trevor Lawrence at this point. I know but I think it is when it comes to his throws. So I really believe in Drake May. The Patriots, if they can put some pieces around him, they have a bright future. Vrabel is out there coaching his tail off, but what do we expect? He did it with the Titans. So yeah, I'm a fan of Drake May. DT, what are your thoughts on Drake May taking down Josh Allen and the Bills?
Man, it goes back to our conversation we had a few weeks ago. The Patriots and Tom Brady were able to be so good because their division was so bad for so long. Josh Allen and the Bills window just did that. It just tightened, right? Because Drake May being able to go into Buffalo year 2 and win,
yeah,
that should put the Bills on notice that they have a real competitor in their division now. And like you said, that's the first time in a long time that the pregame interview matched the performance from Stephon Diggs.
Yeah,
like not from him in general, but across the league, where the guy's like, "Oh, I'm focused. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to ball." He gets out there, and absolutely goes crazy. I mean,
literally.
He didn't score a touchdown, no, but the man had like 110 plus yards, about 7 catches. He caught everything they threw to him. Made a defender missed on most of his catches. He was going crazy. He was a man possessed. And if they could get that from him every week, hey,
literally,
they've been getting it from him the last couple weeks. And like you said, I think the thing that Drake May has most like Josh Allen, no, it's not the arm talent. No, it's not the running ability. I think he has that same temperament. They seem to think the same and take the same like chances and risks in terms of their splash plays. Their splash plays feel the same. They're the same types of throws, same types of shots. And so like Stephon Diggs described it as he had the same moxie as Josh Allen.
Yeah, there we go.
I would more so say that they had the same temperament, same aversion for risk. And so Drake May looks really, really good. I like what the Patriots defense is. They needed some more pieces to be a real contender. I do like Gonzalez if he can stay healthy. That's been an issue for them. And so overall, the NFL has been exciting in this way. A lot of our young quarterbacks are coming on. They're starting to figure it out. And that's really cool to see.
Yeah, it's definitely cool to see the future. Yeah, it looks good to see the future, to see Drake May coming into his own. Jaden Daniels was already his own. I just need him to stay healthy. You have people like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson becoming the older tier of quarterbacks with this new generation coming in. One thing I will say about the Patriots, and I feel sorry for you Patriots fans, but y'all have to cut Ramondre Stevenson. Losing 6 fumbles in 4 games, or is it 5 games? I believe it's either 4 or 5 games. But losing 6 fumbles in that amount of games
for Ramondre Stevenson, who's not a difference-making back.
Exactly. And I understand why y'all can't cut him at this point, because y'all just Gibson just got hurt. Hopefully he gets well soon. I'm not sure of his extent of injury, but he just got hurt. And then the rookie, it just seemed like he just can't find the hole for some reason, which is crazy to say. It's crazy to say. But he just can't. It seems like he's a little too impatient. He's used to the college game where the holes are bigger and it's a lot more time to run through them without being touched. In the NFL, everything closes fast, so you have to be quick decision making, or you have to be patient enough, like Le'Veon Bell, to let things develop into what you would like to develop in and run through them. So the run game for the Patriots, it has to get better. It has to get better, just to say the least, because they won't be able to go anywhere relying on Drake May to throw 40, 50 times and for that to be the winning formula for the team.
I agree. Now, let's discuss offensive and defensive rookies of the year and other standout players. Marshon, who is your pick to be offensive rookie of the year?
By far, the man who's dominating NFL, he may be even the best NFL receiver in the league right now. Let me see. I can verify that there. But I'm going with the young bull from the Buccaneers, Ebuka. Everyone knows, and the huddle buddy should know at this point, I am not a believer in Ohio State. Anything from wide receivers to quarterbacks to running backs. As we can see, Travion Henderson hasn't been great with the Patriots. Their quarterback, CJ Stroud, hasn't been great, but I've been wrong about these young wide receivers coming out. They may be the new wide receiver DT. I'm just saying, with all the young talent they have in NFL, and then for Ebuka to go ahead and come. First of all, that matchup was insane. Did you see the Bucks versus the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Both Ohio State wide receivers went crazy, from Smith and Jigba to Ebuka. But yeah, that's my offensive rookie year, Ebuka. What you think, DT? Who you think the offensive rookie of the year, and what you think of Ebuka? I hope I'm saying his name right, by the way.
It's Ebuka.
Oh, Ebuka. I'm sorry, Ebuka. Sorry, sir.
My offensive rookie of the year, yeah, I'm gonna have to go Tyler Warren.
Yeah,
my
he's the best tight end this
let me
year,
take
by the way.
Tyler Warren. I really like how he's playing with the Colts. He's become their tight end one, and you expect that from a top 10 draft pick. He's even, doing a little bit of the things that we saw from him at Penn State with the 4th and 1 carry that he had against the Rams. Looking pretty good. I love what I'm seeing from Tyler Warren. I think that's number one. A guy I don't really want to give credit to because I am not a fan of them as a prospect is Ashton Jeanty. You could also throw, I wasn't a big fan of Judkins either, who's currently leading the league in rushing for offensive rookies, for rookie running backs. So that would be my guy, Tyler Warren. But some honorable mentions would be Ashton Jeanty and Quinshon Judkins.
I agree. I think Quinshon running hard too. The Browns, even though everything is about Shedeur right now, I think Dillon Gabriel played pretty well. What would you grade Dillon Gabriel's performance, DT, last game?
He lost, so it can't be anything better than a B. And he also didn't take many chances. I think I saw a stat somewhere where like most of his throws were under 4 yards downfield. So I would say C- is where I'm at.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Definitely not enough to keep Shedeur on the bench.
Okay. I will say this. I liked his decision making. His air yards were pretty low for a quarterback. I can say that. I do hope that gets better. But also, that's the offensive scheme that they're running. It's very Kevin Stefanski wants his quarterbacks to do exactly as he says. And that's kind of the reason why Shedeur isn't playing right now, because Shedeur has to get in that mindset. Shedeur has never had to, his coordinator and who was his coordinator at Buffalo?
Pat Shermer, I think.
Yeah, Pat Shermer has never been that type of person. His O-line's never been good. So I like the decision-making and the processing from Dillon Gabriel. I do hope that he gets more risky with his, attempts to throw the ball downfield. But I like his performance. I'm going to give him a C+. I'm going to give him a C+, close to a B. So that's what I'm going to give him. Is it enough to keep Shedeur on the bench? I'm not sure. But I really liked his performance. And like you said, you got the rookie running back leader behind you. So who, by the way, missed games and is still come in.
That's the part right there. That's the part.
All right. So DT, rookie defensive player of the year. Too early to tell. Who's your defensive rookie of the year?
I'm going to have to take the low-hanging fruit and go Carson Schlesinger. He's really carrying the Browns, rookie class this year, making a lot of tackles, being physical. But it all goes back. I mean, they hit on a linebacker. So what? In Cleveland. So they got a Hall of Fame left tackle. So what? They got Myles Garrett, the best football player ever. So what? They have got to find the quarterback. And, Shedeur could be rookie of the year if he let him just get on the field, But whatever. Nonetheless, let's focus on defensive rookie of the year and of the first third of the season. I'll take Carson Schlesinger. Very, very physical. I wanted the Cowboys to draft him. I liked his tape out of UCLA. Everybody liked his tape. You couldn't find anybody that didn't like his tape. And that's kind of why he flew off the board when the draft came. And he's living up to that expectation. Year one.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. My defensive rookie of the year, and forgive me, I haven't been paying too much attention to the defensive rookies. I've been paying too much attention to the defense because offense has been so exciting this year. And it's been so captivating for me. I'm going to go with probably the cornerback from the 49ers. I think the 49ers defense as a whole is pretty decent and keeping them afloat at this point. They're 4-1 when their backup quarterback is in.
We was trying to stick a fork in their ass. And they just
literally. And it's due to the secondary play. Their secondary play and their linebacker play is phenomenal. They don't even have a great rush. Their main rusher is out for the season. So led by Warner and the young rookie Upton Stout. I'm going to go with Upton Stout. I do believe that so far he is probably Leroy, defensive rookie of the year. It's neck and neck between him and Schlesinger. Schlesinger is pretty good. That's a great young man. I have been watching more Browns and 49ers, so yeah, I'm going to go with Upton Stout though.
Okay, all right. Now we have some things we didn't expect. Nobody expected the Steelers to be in first place in the AFC North. Nobody expected that. I don't even think people in Pittsburgh expected that. But here we are. They are about to run away with the division. They are in prime position to run away with the division. Plus or minus 11 wins for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year.
This is my other goat. Hey, Aaron, look, man, their division is so bad. Their division is so bad so far. I do think the Ravens are going to turn it around. I don't see the Bengals, being successful, and the Browns going to brown. I'm gonna say plus 11 wins. I'm gonna say above 11 wins. I'm gonna say above 11 wins this year. I don't think they'll be able to move the needle in the playoffs or do anything in the playoffs when teams step up because, one, Aaron Rodgers is older now. Two, he has a track record of, I'm not saying not playing the greatest. Well, yeah, let's just be frank. Not being his best version in the playoffs. So I don't think they're going to do anything in the playoffs. Tomlin has his job for another year. The Steelers make the playoffs again, and I'm going to say they cap off at probably 11 or 12 runs, one of those.
Let me give you some tough matchups they have left.
Okay.
So they play y'all, and that's going to be a primetime game. The Packers. They play the Packers. They play the Colts. They play the Chargers. I would consider the Bears a tough matchup strictly because it's an unfamiliar opponent, not because the Bears are good. I'm going to chalk them up. And then they play the Bills, and they have the Lions. Those are a good chunk of games that they have still on their schedule that are good, what I think will be competitive games.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't want to sit on the fence, but I'm literally going to sit on the fence. I think they finish with 11 wins. I don't take the plus or the minus because they have they get to play the Dolphins, they get to play the Browns, they get to play the Bengals, they get to play the Browns twice, I think. And then they also have the Ravens. They had the Ravens the last week of the season, so that might be a game where if the Ravens put it together, that might be a competitive game. So, but I don't think I would say this. I don't think they finish better than third in the AFC. I don't think they get to that 13, 14 win, enough to be first or second in the AFC. So that's
I agree. It's a lot of parity this year in
yes,
in the league. So I definitely agree with that. I feel like out of those teams you named, only a couple of them will be matchups that I kind of have them penciled in as losses instantaneously. Like one against the Lions. Yeah, this team not going to be able to hold up against the Lions. Let's be real. The Bills, I feel like they can beat. As you can see, the Bills are beatable. They just lost to year 2 Drake May. The Packers are unbeatable. The most impossible team to beat ever. So I'll pencil that. I'm playing. But yeah, I feel like that. I'm going to go 12. I'm going to go 12. I don't think 13, 14. But yeah, I can see them as third in the AFC.
Cool. We got to talk about it. It's the story of college football right now. Texas went from...
All right, go ahead.
Texas went from being preseason number 1 to being unranked by week 7. Who is to blame for that? What are our thoughts on that? Do you want to start it or shall I?
Definitely. You a Texas fan,
All right.
Explain to me, man.
Right. For me, this is what aggravates me about the Texas Longhorns right now. And we opened this season. I said, "Oh, it's gonna be a great year because the Texas Longhorns number 1, Cowboys gonna be ass. I'm rooting for the Longhorns this year, and this is the result that we got." And what's aggravating me about what's going on right now with the program is that Steve Sarkisian keeps pissing down our back and telling us it's raining. He had a quote earlier this week where he said there's 136 programs in college football. You let all those other programs go to the shoe and go to Florida and tell me basically what their record would be. How many of them, how would they do? Nigga, USF won there the other day. USF went into Florida, into the swamp, and won. You had Ohio State 14-7. And Ohio State's putting 40 on everybody. And you had them at 14-7. You're an offensive guru. You can't give me 21. It's like he don't know the building's on fire.
Yeah.
He don't know the ship's sinking. We're trying to wake this nigga up. Like, hey, Coach Sark, get up. Nah, we good. I'm just gonna sleep. The building is on fire. We don't have a left guard. We don't have a right tackle. We don't got receivers. And then look, they had. I'm looking at the highlights right here on the screen. They had their 5-star Dallas. I think it's Wilson, number 6 for Florida. Their 5-star is playing as a true freshman. We saw what Jeremiah Smith did last year. We saw what Williams did last year. But our 5-stars can't touch the field at receiver? And you supposed to be the guy that made Alabama's receivers when it was hot? You made Henry Ruggs. You made Jalen Waddle. You made Devonta Smith. You was the guy that was calling plays on offense when Devonta Smith went crazy and won the MVP of the championship and didn't even play in the second half.
Yeah.
That's you. That's you. This defense is absolutely carrying the team. And when the defense falls off, like they woefully fell off against Florida, you can't give us nothing. And then you tell us that the building's not on fire? It's incredible the level of nonchalantness he has to the state of the program. I think that Steve Sarkisian and look, he has brought the Texas Longhorns back to relevancy on a national stage. He has brought the program that couldn't find its way back to being in contention for the college football championship 2 years in a row. We haven't seen that in 10 years. We haven't seen that in 20 years. That's a fact. We competed for an SEC championship in year 1 in the SEC. Went toe-to-toe with Georgia. Had close fights with Georgia. Had close fights with Ohio State. We won the Big 12 championship in the last year there. He deserves all the credit in the world for those things. He did those things. He's the coach of that program. But when you look at the program today, you're the offensive guru. You call the plays. And when you think of the Texas Longhorns over his tenure, the last 5 years, you think about their defense. You think about what they're able to do with the defense, stopping people, all the heroic goal line stands they had last year. Where the hell is the star quarterbacks in the NFL from your program, from your coaching? Where are your Lincoln Riley level guys? Where are your Baker Mayfields? Where are your Caleb Williams? Shit, where are your NFL receivers outside of Xavier Worthy? He has got to give us more offensively. And he's got to be man enough to admit that he's not giving us enough. And he refuses. He refuses. We go into the year with no left guard. None. How the hell, Steve, can we play football with no left guard? We don't have one. We put Stroh out there. He gets his ass whipped. We put Brooks out there. He gets his ass whipped. We put Umio Zulu out there. He gets his ass whipped. We went through 3 left guards, and we played Ohio State, UTEP, UTSA, some other nobody, and Florida, who just lost to USF and got the shit beat out of them by Miami. Make it make sense, Steve. The building is on fire, and you need to wake up. You need to wake up because the season's over with already. We went from preseason number 1 to unranked. They only ranked 25 teams, and we're not a top 25 team. You tell me that we this year's Florida State can't have it. Can't have it. Not with you and your red zone struggles the last 2 years. You know, you couldn't get in the end zone the last 2 years. You had the guy that catches fades for breakfast in Adonai Mitchell. You had him right outside. You had Quinn Ewers, the guy who's generational prospect, most touch. They couldn't get connected. He couldn't throw the deep ball for shit. We've been seeing Quinn Ewers throwing 80 yards since he was a junior at South Lake High School in Texas. That was a thing. That went viral, Steve. But when it gets out there on the field, well, he can't throw a deep ball in your offense. Yeah, you have a Manning sitting on the bench learning for 2 seasons. He gets out there and he's a fucking deer in headlights. How is that possible if you are the guru? How is that possible? I can understand, you miss on a few of the guards and Arch is playing, he's getting better week by week. But when you add all these things together, your inability to get us into the end zone in money situations, you add in that you are hired to bring back offense to Texas in a real way, and we're being carried year after year by the defense. You have got to take accountability for the shortcomings of the team. You can't sit there and say, well, we got better in the red zone if you look at last year to this year, and so we're moving in the right direction. Oh, well, I would take all the other teams and let them go on the road to Florida and to Ohio State, see how many of them win those games. You can't keep saying stuff like that and you not holding up your end of the bargain. You as a man, if you don't want to admit to the media that your offense is not producing at the level that you want to, that's fine. That's cool. You don't want to give the media that. You want to give the world that. But if you're not willing to admit it to the public, are you admitting that to yourself? You don't got to admit it to the public. I want you to know for yourself that this shit ain't getting it done. I just want you to fix it. I want you to be to the level where you can fix it. And your public comments give me the idea that you don't think this is an issue. It's an issue, okay? It's a flat-out issue, okay? You were the offensive guru. You got Arch Manning. You told us that this is going to be the guy. You pushed Quinn out the door. What the hell you pushed Quinn out the door for? And no, he would not have been better than Arch this year under this offensive line. He probably would have already been hurt. You're going to get fucking Arch Manning killed with this guard situation you got going on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's taking hits. He's getting blasted. Helmet knocked off. Running for his life. We got the highlights playing in the background. He get hit again. Every time I look up, he's hit. So I'm gonna just let you take the conversation. I've rambled for a little while. I'm gonna let you take the conversation. What are your thoughts?
Hey, it's another one of your rants. We needed that on the podcast. We needed that. We haven't heard that since Cowboys last year. So, and again, this is from an outsider perspective. I am not a UT fan. I watch their games casually. I think that the issue, like you said, is one thing y'all gonna learn about me is I always think is coaching is an issue, but it seems like coaching and development, I would say, is the number one issue with Texas. Because, like you said, they're not developing their quarterbacks. They've had good quarterbacks these past 4 years? Close to 4 years. Mm-hmm. How long Quinn's been there? 3, 4? Quinn was there 2 years, right?
Yeah, but they've had good quarterbacks for 4 years. If you want to put Ellinger, I think he had Ellinger his first year. So yeah. That was a decent quarterback. You still could have got more out of him than what you got.
That's what I'm saying. And he's supposed to be, like you said, he's supposed to be offensive guru. He had all those receivers at Bama. Like you said, there's only one, Xavier Worthy, in the league that's actually doing something. It seemed like he's up and down the league.
Mm-hmm. And that's
like
not
he
even
fell
a
for a reason.
It's a Georgia product.
See? And we haven't heard of nothing. What's the tight end that y'all had last year? I know I got injuries this year, right?
Yeah, we got injuries this year. We had, what's buddy name? It's not Beck. I know he plays for the Titans now. Hold on.
Yeah, I haven't even heard from him in the NFL. So
he's looking good.
Gunnar Helms. Yeah. Gunnar Helms.
He's looking pretty solid. He's looking like the same guy he was. That's probably his biggest offensive skill position development piece that he's had. From what Gunnar Helm was as a freshman to what he was by the time he left, that was probably the best thing he's done offensively in terms of skill position. Xavier Worthy was going to be a Blazer regardless.
Yeah.
He's going to be a Blazer regardless. And Jatavian Sanders, 5-star. Jatavian Sanders early struggled to get on the field. Like these 5-star wide receivers we got now. Jatavian Sanders, they didn't know whether they wanted to play him at end or play him at tight end. And he ended up playing tight end, and he gave us a lot of big time plays. But at the same time, compared to what guy's potential is, compared to what you're telling me this guy can be, to what the result is, it's constant underperformance.
Yeah.
Constant underperformance.
Yeah. I agree with that.
DJ Campbell. I love DJ Campbell. DJ Campbell is from my hood. DJ Campbell is from Arlington, Texas. I'm from Mansfield, Texas. They sit next to each other. I got family that went to the same high school DJ Campbell went to. Underperforming. 5-star. Struggling. And again, the place the program is compared to what it was under Tom Herman or Charlie Strong. Compared to what the program was for Charlie Strong and Tom Herman, he has moved heaven and earth to get us to this point, to where we are relevant as a program. I don't want Steve Sarkisian fired. I believe in Steve Sarkisian because I know what it was like to have Charlie Strong and Tom Herman in the background. But at the same time, I need the man to acknowledge what is wrong and fix it. I need him to acknowledge what's wrong and fix it. Because at some point, PK is going to get a job somewhere else, a defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
At some point, okay, so if we lose the defensive coordinator, what the hell are we going to do? Because we can't play offense, clearly.
And that's the insane part I see with it. Everybody's going to say you relieving Arch Manning of responsibility. Mm-hmm. No, we're not. We do understand Arch Manning has his flaws. But like DT said, he look like a deer in headlights right now. He's going to be shell-shocked by his second year playing after getting hit 18 billion times. There's he doesn't have wide receivers that get open. Coach is not scheming up wide receivers to get open. How are you supposed to show talent when there's literally everything is falling apart around you.
Arch Manning is a good quarterback, and he will be and can be a national championship quarterback in college football. He can lead a team there. But what he can't do is constantly be behind the chains from holding from the guards or holding from the offensive line as a whole and negative runs. I think they had like 15 yards total rushing. And that's taking out the negative sack yards. Like the running backs themselves add up all their rushes and their total yards accounted for like 15, 16 yards rushing. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable for you to go a whole football game and only rush for 15 yards. And no quarterback would be able to be successful in that situation when you add in the fact that he's getting hit every single play. So those interceptions and people talking about no blame being placed on Arch Manning, those interceptions, every one of those interceptions came after a sack or after after a holding call where they were behind the chains. Every one of them. So at that point, what do you want the man to do? He's out there playing fuck it ball. He has no choice. And then the guys he's throwing to, tell me why. Emmanuel Mosley, I think his name is. I think it's his first name. His last name is Mosley. The freshman standout from Stanford last year transferred to Texas for his sophomore year. Didn't play. This is his first game playing. He looks like the best damn receiver on the team, and this is his first game. And that points to another issue that we have with Steve Sarkisian. His damn roster's always shot to start the season. That's a whole nother thing we haven't talked about. He's always got guys hurt and injured to start the year. Always. He blew the entire running back room out last year.
Yeah.
Two guys tore their ACL. One guy did something else. He blows like, what are you doing in training camp, dog? And injuries happen. But why is the whole team always hurt? Troy O'Meary, nobody even knows that name. But he tore his ACL twice in preseason.
That's not funny.
And then transferred up out of there. I hope he's doing well. But he was looking like a star. He was like a 6'4" wide receiver, real athletic, real long. Nayor. But he tore his ACL. Transferred up out of it. I think he's in the league now. You're a great coach, man. But you gotta acknowledge these are the things I need to work on. And take steps to fix those issues. And we see the same issues every year. We're not able to score in the red zone. We can't block it up. The quarterback looks like he's underperforming. And again, look out there in the world at the landscape of college football and look at all the young wide receivers that are able to play the moment they get on the field. And I can appreciate that that's not the expectation for everybody. But don't tell me in a class where when you add in Wingo, you add in Lockett and some of these other guys, you got 3 or 4 5-star wide receivers that can't produce at a wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2 level their first year. But you look across college football, and you got all these other players that are able to do it. And then you're supposed to be the guru. That's a humongous gap between you supposed to be the development guy. These guys are elitely talented and they can't play. That's a huge gap. You can't get them on the field. Come on, man. And AD and the schedule maker, it's your turn. It's your turn because they don't think you're finna get out of this. It's your turn. Don't think no. Steve got something to do with this, but this really your fault. This really your fault. Why are we playing 3 cupcakes in a row? First of all, why do we have to go on the road to everybody to start the season? We went on the road to Michigan. We went on the road to Ohio State. Who gonna come to us? And then if you're gonna go on the road to these big-time Big Ten schools, nigga, do it week 2. Get your cupcake and then go there. Why would you go there to start the year? Why would you do that? That's number 1. Number 2, wow. Okay, so why schedule 3 back-to-back cupcakes and then get a bye week and then start SEC play? That's like having a beginning of the season twice. You ain't played no damn body for 3 weeks. You're going to take a week off, and now you expect to be able to compete with SEC on the road. Who did this? Who give me a name. Who said, oh, yeah, this is a good idea? I appreciate you didn't know Ohio State was going to be good. You didn't know what Florida State was going to be. But, nigga, you knew you was going to have a SEC game the next week. Give us some Marylands. Give us some North Carolinas. I mean, shit, that would have been good. We could have beat up on North Carolina and Bill Belichick. That would have looked perfect for Arch. We could have been to TCU. Man, give us Oregon State. Don't give us UTEP. And try to get ready to play SEC ball and then give us a bye week after 3 straight cupcakes. These niggas haven't played in 4 weeks. And you expect him to go in the swamp and win? No. That's not how this works. That man needs that. I would say that the schedule alone is 40% of the reason why Texas is the way they are right now. 40%.
Wow, that's a lot.
On scheduling alone. I mean, that was a setup, bro. That was a setup. What do you think? What do you think about the first 5 games and how they were scheduled, how that was set up?
Now, that very, very. It was just. I'm not saying you shouldn't have cupcakes because for years we watched Bama have cupcakes in the beginning of their schedule. But like you said, you got to mix them in. You can't just go probably the hardest game you had this year, your first game, into, like you said, 3 cupcakes and a bye week. You basically have 4 bye weeks. And then you go on the road to one of the hardest places, known to be one of the hardest places to play in Gainesville for them. And like you said, your roster is shot. Oh, but they had rest weeks. Your roster is shot. Like you said, you don't have a left tackle. And you expect to win. And I'm not saying, and again, I'm not alleviating Arch Manning from all his wrongdoings. He's making mistakes. But you expect Arch Manning, his first year really starting, after 4 weeks, or 4 weeks, because, the 3 cupcakes and a bye week. After 4 weeks of facing against high school teams and a bye week with no O-line to go into the swamp and win. Arch Manning's a good quarterback, but Arch Manning, like you said, he's no generational talent. That was everybody else hyping him up. He's no Lamar Jackson. He's not going to will your team to win. He's no Cam Newton. He's Arch Manning. He needs pieces around him, and you don't give him it. So, yeah, whoever did the schedule, they was sipping the Kool-Aid like crazy this offseason. We the best team ever. They
wasn't sipping no Kool-Aid, bro. They was just up there doing anything. They didn't put no thought into what they was doing. They were just up there we need 12 games, bet. Let's put these in here. Throw all the cupcakes in here all at once. That, bro. And just to finish it up, Brooks and Stroh, if I see y'all get beat one more damn time with the damn swim move, these Negroes are beating y'all with the same damn move over and over and over and over and over again. The swim and the rip, and they just step inside. If you got to let them niggas beat you in different ways, okay? If you're going to be ass, you got to let them beat you, and you got to let them use a repertoire of moves. Don't let these people just use the same damn move to whip your ass every time. You got to, shit. I played off the line at 5'4", okay? I wasn't going to let the nigga just beat me with the same move every time. I'm going to do that. I'm going to chop your ass something and just get ripped around every single time. This is unacceptable. Got student loans today, and you got a scholarship to get whipped every single play with the same moves. Unacceptable. Flat out unacceptable. But we can move on.
Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. The trade. We're gonna get back to NFL, guys. Yo, you gotta clip the mess out of that. Especially that nigga's a problem. That is a meme. Like something going down, nigga's a problem. That was hilarious. All right. Flacco. All right. We're going to get back to the NFL, guys. Our next big topic we're going to discuss, and it's pretty much going to be quick, little 10-minute thing. ET, what are your thoughts on the trade? Who's the winners? Who's the losers? Joe Cool keep the Bengals afloat while Joe Burrow recovers just in time for the playoffs. What are you thinking?
I think this is a loss for everybody. It's a loss for Joe Flacco to go from the Browns to the Bengals. It's a loss for the Bengals because he's not going to be much better than Jake Browning. And now the Browns, who clearly don't want to play Shador, are going to be forced to at some point play Shador. And so it's a loss for everybody, right? I don't know. This is not a needle mover for me for either team. And no, I don't think that, to answer the question, I don't think that Joe Flacco can keep them afloat long enough for Joe Burrow to come back. Now, what may be, if you want to reach for straws, what may be intriguing is that Joe Flacco hasn't really had the receiving talent that the Bengals have had.
Yeah.
There's a slim chance, a 2% chance that you put Joe Flacco out there with Jamar and T. Higgins, and he might give you enough to get about 27 a game. It's possible. It's possible. But will it happen? I don't think so. I think the Bengals end up, I don't know, with, let's call it 4 to 5 wins by the time Joe Flacco's ready to play again.
Wow. Okay. I can, like you said, Joe Flacco hasn't had this receiving talent, I don't think, ever in his career. Going back, he had Steve Smith at the tail end of his career. and he had I forgot the dude who won. He was a great receiver for the Ravens back in the day. I forgot his name, but he had dreads and things of that nature. He hasn't ever had this type of receiving core, so he potentially can keep them afloat. And also, he's only 3 years removed. No, is it 2 years? I believe it's 2 years removed from bringing the Browns to the playoffs after coming out of retirement. So I see it. I don't think it's a slim chance. I see a good chance for him to keep them afloat. My thing is, I don't think Joe Burrow's coming back this year, personally. With that injury and the amount of money you paid him, I don't see why you would want him to come back this year as an organization. I would want him to really recuperate. Last time he came back early from injury, he had another season-ending injury.
Mm-hmm.
So why even try that again? Why even make this move? I know you only gave up a 6th-rounder, but you gave up a 6th-rounder for a year loaner because after this, Joe Burrow's retired. Not Joe Burrow. Joe Flacco is retiring. Mm-hmm. Joe Flacco is not coming back to the Bengals. Be like, yeah, I'll be a backup unless y'all pay him some good money. Then he'll be on the sideline smiling while Joe Burrow gets sacked, just dreading the day that he come in. So yeah, I don't. This is a confusing move for the Bengals. I don't really see how this moves the needle, like you said, or even holds in place. As far as the Browns, I feel like somebody in the Browns organization wants to play Shedeur. I feel like some people don't want to play Shedeur, aka Kevin Stefanski. I feel like he really wanted Joe Flacco to be the starting quarterback this year for some reason. Joe Flacco was the 2nd worst quarterback above Jake Browning. So the Bengals traded the worst quarterback for the 2nd worst quarterback. That's funny. But you telling me that this caught you off guard, Stefanski? Your job is at risk, and this caught you off guard? You have 2 rookie quarterbacks that could potentially be your future. And the quarterback class for next year not looking so hot. I'm sorry. It's not. Everybody's saying Mateer number 1. I don't think his game translates to the NFL, personally. From his throw motion to his ability to run. I mean, his ability to run could, but his throw motion is, I don't think it's going to translate to the NFL. It's too slow. And then, what, you going to get Nuss? You can't get the boy from Clemson, Klubnik. Arch is not coming out this year. We see Arch is not coming out this year.
Don't even mention his name. Arch needs to focus on development. Don't even mention his name in the conversation with NFL prospects. Don't mention his name. That shit is done for now.
So, Stefanski, your job is at risk. If I was Stefanski, my main goal would be to develop. I would personally say to develop the mess out of Shedeur because he has the most upside. But if you don't think Shedeur is going to fit with you, understood. I will at least try to develop the dog mess out of Dylan Gabriel to keep my job. Dylan Gabriel has to be Brock Purdy in essence. He has to be Brock Purdy. Let's keep it real. He has to be Brock Purdy, and he has to be able to win games being a game manager. So if you can do that in order to keep your job, do that. But right now, this is looking like a lose-lose trade the more I think about it. No one wins in this trade. What was the point of this trade?
To do some shit, literally. That's hey, they was getting paid for that day. They had to log the hours. So they said, you know what? We got to do something. Let's do some shit. Called the Bengals up, made the trade, swapped.
And then it's a division opponent. How does that make sense, man?
Because it's not a needle mover. That's the only way a trade like this happens is if it's not gonna move the needle. If you're the Browns, you wouldn't trade Joe Flacco to them if you thought that. I mean, but if you're the Browns, you're not really playing for this year anyway. It might help,
literally.
It might help to have the Bengals be strong enough to be better than you, so that you get a better pick than them. That might be a strategy they might partake in. Strengthening the Bengals. I mean, but these are two teams that are not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to be anywhere near the playoffs, and they're going to be picking in the top 5, top 10 of the draft come 2026. And that just is what it is. We don't even need to stay here very long, in my opinion.
I don't see anything. A rare double L in the NFL. A rare double L. Usually one team makes out with highway robbery. This time, both teams decide to crash and get caught and go to jail for life. So, that's our deep dive segment. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. We're going to go with the DT's Hittas. DT, who you got for us with the Prize Picks Hittas?
This week, okay, we're going to go through these quick. Number 1, DT's hitter for NFL Week 6. Let me get Jackson Smith-Njigba to get less than 78.5 receiving yards. This week, they play the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think he gets less than the 78.5. Number 2, Stephon Diggs. He's hot. The number is at 61.5. They play New Orleans. Not too many corners for New Orleans that I just am over the hill about. So let me take the more on that. Definitely D can hit that number. And then Darren Waller. His old ass is a red zone target, not a deep threat, not a, volume receiving yards. His number is set at 38.5. I'm going to take the less there. Then we've got Ashton Genty. We've got him playing the Tennessee Titans. Tennessee Titans still got that good, that solid, that firm defense, right? And his number is set at 74.5. Let me take less on that. Then I got a wild card selection. Where is it? I have Micah Parsons getting a sack. His number is set at 0.75, meaning he has to get a flat out sack. He can't get a half a sack. So he's going to have to get a full sack for this to count. I believe who y'all playing Cincinnati. Did you see Cincinnati's offensive line last week?
Atrocious.
Absolutely terrible. So if Micah Parsons can't get a sack versus them, we got issues. So that's my 5 hitters for the week. $20 will get you $200. And let's go back over them again. We got Jackson Smith and Jigba hit 78.5. We got the less on that. Stephon Diggs, 61.5. We got more. Darren Waller for 38.5. We're going to take the less there. Ashton Genty, 74.5. We're going to take less there versus Tennessee. And Micah Parsons to get more than 0.75 of a sack. Hopefully this is our lineup that hits.
All right. Appreciate that, DT, for the Prize Picks hitters. Let us know how we doing, team. Huddle buddies. If we are screwing you over your money, let us know. But if not, if we getting you into money, let us know again. This is DT's top 5 Prize Picks hitters. Let's go ahead to look ahead, DT. This week, wow, look at our records, man. I'm still up in our picks for the overalls.
Those are old. I don't have the numbers for today.
Okay, perfect. Scrap that. Let's go to DT. Let's go ahead and do the look ahead here for the next week. Let me go ahead and pull up the schedule. All right. So this coming Thursday, DT, we got Eagles Giants at MetLife. Who you got?
And they're a 7.5 point favorite according to ESPN. I'm gonna take the Eagles. If the Giants had neighbors, I might consider taking the Giants here. But let me take the Eagles. And I don't think they cover.
I'm going to go Eagles as well. They're not covering because they're going to get 3 points ahead and they're going to run the ball. Eagles. All right, DT. Broncos, Jets. Who you got in England? Ooh, in Tottenham.
Okay. 6.5 point favorite for the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are coming off a win last week.
Mm-hmm.
And the Jets are starving. They hungry. And I think that the New York Jets, matchup-wise, can limit the Denver Broncos. When you look at the matchup between Cortland Sutton and Sauce Gardner, I like that matchup a little bit more. Cortland Sutton has less wiggle to him than most receivers do. And so I think the Jets get their first victory in this matchup, and I'm going to take the New York Jets to win by, I say, 4 points.
England? That's insane. I'm going to go Broncos. Yeah, you can go ahead and take that wild pick. I'm going to go Broncos. They don't cover the spread, but I'm going to go Broncos, Bo Nix, Sean Payton, JK looking good. So, yeah, I'm going to go Broncos. Mm-hmm. Next matchup, Lucas Oil Stadium, Colts, Cardinals. What you got, DT?
Colts, Cardinals. So, for that one, I'm in a bad spot. Mm-hmm. My NFC West division champion pick is not looking good. They need to start stringing some wins together in the Arizona Cardinals. But at the same time, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Jonathan Taylor. It's a tough matchup for me. And it's also a matchup between the offensive and defensive coordinators from the Eagles Super Bowl run 2 years ago.
Really?
Gannon and whatever the other guy's name is. I can't think of the name at the moment. But that's a tough one.
Hey,
I am going to stick to my roots in Texas and take good old Kyler Murray to win this game. Let me get the Cardinals.
I knew what you smoking because definitely picking the Colts at home. The Cardinals, I have never seen a team try so hard to lose. From DeMarcado rolling the ball at the back of the end zone to the pick that was a fumble with them patting it into the end zone, somebody falling on it. The Cardinals seem to find a way to lose, and they're going to find a way to lose another one. I think the Colts cover the spread, and I think they get their butt whooped at Lucas Oil Stadium. I'm going to go Colts. Next one, Chargers, Dolphins in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. What you thinking, DT?
This one's easy. I'll take the Chargers. I like the Miami Dolphins brand with McDaniels. I really wish that would work out, but hopefully Tyreek Hill being out will give them the excuse they need to hold on to McDaniels a little bit longer. But this game, if the Chargers are legit, this is not a debate. This is not a competition. If the Chargers are legit, so I'll take the Chargers.
I agree. Chargers for sure. I think McDaniels on a hot seat. I think McDaniels is fired. I say he would get fired by week 4. Apparently, it wasn't the case. But I still do think he's going to get fired before the end of the season. I'm going to go Chargers. Like you said, if they're legit, it's not a debate. Patriots Saints, DT. In NOLA. What we thinking?
In NOLA. I guess I could say that's my hometown. Lived there for 3 years. My second hometown. I never thought I'd say that. I hate the New Orleans Saints. Previous to me living there. But we just talked about Drake May, man. That this should not be a competition either. I'm going to take New England to win by 8. So they definitely cover the spread. 8 or more win for me. Okay. New England, Drake May, I would say more than 240. I feel good at that number. Trevor Henderson should get a little bit more carries now, especially with the fuck they got with Rondé Stevenson. You know, let me take the New England Patriots.
This is Marshon's crackhead pick of the week, but I'm gonna go with my boy, the Rattlesnake. I gotta go with Spence Rat in NOLA. We need our home dub, Spence. Come on now, we need our home dub. Yeah, I'm gonna go with NOLA. That's my crackhead pick of the week. We got Browns Saints next in Pittsburgh.
Browns Saints or Browns Steelers, excuse me.
I'm sorry, Browns Steelers.
Let me take Steelers. Definitely cover the 6.5. And yeah, that again, if Steelers legit, it's not a competition.
Literally, I'm gonna go Steelers. This should be an easy game, walk in the park. I'm gonna go Dylan Gabriel 2 picks.
I'm gonna say
let's go Cowboys.
2 picks and a fumble.
Atrocious game, yes sir. That's no slight to you, Dylan Gabriel. It's no slight to you.
Definitely, it's just I meant the slight. It's
a hard road game. What I'm saying is a hard road game with a good tough D line.
He can speak for himself, and I can speak for myself. I think you ass. That's to me.
Oh man! Shout out Dylan. Cowboys Panthers. Cowboys Panthers. Charlotte. What we thinking?
Let me take my boys. Let's be clear. I don't think they're a playoff team. I still think they're the same guys they are, but they can beat the damn Panthers. Let me take them to beat the Panthers.
The Panthers just find ways to get it done. They 2-0 at home. I'm going to go Cowboys. They cover the spread 3.5 points for sure. The Cowboys. Seahawks Jaguars. Ooh, in Jacksonville.
That's a good game.
I'm going to say I need Jacksonville to win for my top 5 teams in the NFL. So I need Trevor Lawrence Sunshine to come through. Need it.
Yeah.
In the worst way.
I like Trevor Lawrence. Jaguars. I think this can be a year where he steps up and puts himself into the franchise quarterback conversation. I say in a close one, the Jacksonville Jaguars win.
All right. And then we have Rams, Ravens, Baltimore. Who you got, DT?
Is Lamar Jackson going to play?
Let me see. News is
missed practice on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything for him.
So let me take the Rams. If Lamar Jackson's not out there, or if he's limited in his play, let me take the Rams.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I don't like that backup quarterback. So Rams for sure. And they cover the spread in Baltimore. If Lamar's not playing. If Lamar's playing, Ravens. All right, Titans, Raiders. In Vegas, by the way.
Ooh, that's a shit fest. Let me take Titans. Get 2 in a row.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. Titans. Let's go, Cam. Bengals, Packers. Wisconsin, by the way. In Wisconsin. Packers.
Non-starter. They are a 14.5 point favorite according to ESPN. Let me take the Packers here too.
Last 2 games here. Last 3 games. Bucks 49ers. In Tampa. Raymond James.
In Tampa. Let me take the Buccaneers in a close one. I would say I think 27 is the final score. Buccaneers win by 3. Not in a walk-off fashion, but they win by 3.
I say Buccaneers, BTA, belt ass. Easily. Lions Chiefs in Kansas City.
This is a must-win for their relevancy. But at the same time, the Lions want to show that they're the bully. I think that's the Lions' goal in life, is to be a bully. And that's a tough matchup, right? And this is for me, this is a game that means more than it's just a regular. Like this is for the Chiefs. If the Chiefs are gonna be New England and Tom Brady, to have that decade, dynasty. This is the type of game they have to win because the league is getting more and more competitive, and they can't afford to fall just into the pack. They have to be at the lead of the pack every year if they're going to reach Tom Brady status. And so this is their legacy's on the line in this game. And so with that being said, I am going to take Chiefs. I think the Chiefs have a better defense. They have comparable offenses to the Lions, but I think the defense can get more stops than the Lions defense can, even though the Lions defense has been punching above their weight the last few weeks.
Yeah, I go Chiefs. Lions been cupcaking these last 2 weeks, so I'm going to go Chiefs. At home especially, in Arrowhead, night game. Yeah, give me Patty. And they beat the spread 2.5 points for sure. It's going to be 3 or more points for sure. It's a doubleheader on Monday. All right, doubleheader. We got Bills, Falcons in Atlanta, and we got Bears, Commanders in Maryland, Landover, which is Washington Stadium.
Let me take the Bills. They just lost, so they're not going to lose 2 in a row. That's not happening.
Especially the Falcons.
I respect their culture enough to say that. So Bills, for both of us there, I would imagine you Bills too.
Yeah, especially against the Falcons.
Right. And then where is the Chicago and Commanders game? Where is that being played?
Washington and Landover, Maryland, pretty much. Yeah,
that's gonna be a good game. 2 nice quarterbacks. Let me take Caleb Williams in the Chicago Bears.
Wow, I'm taking Jaden Daniels. Forget Chicago. Yeah, I'm going Jaden Daniels for sure. And to watch the Commanders. All right, guys, those are our picks of the week. We'll give you an update next week on our overall records, but as of right now, those are our picks of the weeks. Tell us your picks of the weeks in the comment section. Also, how many subscribers we at, DT?
We're at 41.
We're at 41 subscribers, Huddle Buddies. Let's get to 50 subscribers. Go ahead and support Starving Men's Dream. No, I'm playing. Go ahead and support our dreams of making it to 50 subscribers. You know, as a young tot, I've always wanted to go ahead and make the 50 subscribers on YouTube. So support our dream. Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. And go ahead and tell us in the comment section what you think about UT's future. And is this the last year they will be relevant? Or should Sark stay or go? Or should Arch enter the portal? Let us know in the comment section. Let us know how we did with our picks. Let us know what you think about the trade for the Browns. And let us know what you think about our rookies as well. DT, anything you would like to say before we wrap it up?
No, sir. Just going to amplify, like, comment, subscribe. Help us get to 50 subscribers. We're 9 away. Just need 9 more subscribers to get to 50. Please, if you like this content, subscribe and share it with your family and friends.
All right. DT, yeah.
I don't want to get disrespectful.
They better just burn the page if you see his name. Why is it good for Dak, but it's not good for Justin Fields? Dak is a winner.
Cap. That's the cap.
Oh my God, bro. No, bro.
I'm a Cowboy fan. I got Cowboy hats in the back. I got Cowboy t-shirts in the back. That's cap. And we not taking that.
We're back, Huddle Buddies. How y'all like that new name? Dak is a winner. Season-wise. In his season.
Season-wise.
Yeah. Season. Yeah.
And OBJ is back. Watch. Going deep. Jamar Chase.